Hello guys, welcome to my channel Adamant Algorithm. This is Rain. In today's video we are going to see how to create a very simple camera shake. There are a lot of other ways to do it, and since most of my videos are beginner friendly, I have tried to keep the logic as simple as possible. So what we would be learning at the end of this video is this. Let me just quickly demonstrate. I'll click the play button. As you can see, when the barrel touches the floor, you can see a little a camera shake which is taking place. Okay, so watch closely. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's the effect. So it's a visual impact. When combined with sound, it's really great. I don't have a purpose now for this demonstration, just a couple of barrels falling from the sky, and the camera shake is being synced at the moment when it touches the ground. Okay, so alright, this is what we will be seeing at this will be effect that we will be learning at the end of this video. And so what I do have in my scene right now is I have a barrel image, which is essentially a prefab, and there is no script attached to it, and I've made a copy of it. And I have an art, which is a background image, which is this, and I do have a road, which is this one. Oh, if you can't see it, well, actually I made a duplicate of it. Just 1 second, quickly I'll show you, which is, yeah, all right. And it has an edge collider, and that's how I am actually calculating when the barrels are touching the ground. So this is what basically I got. What I'm going to do is, before we start, I'm going to, oh, by the way, I have an empty game object and I have attached my main camera to that. And this is one of my another habit. Whenever I'm gonna use the main camera as a game object, I will be making it as a child to an empty game object, so it'll be easy for me to drag and drop or add scripts to the the empty game object. Okay, so let me clear up the project so we can quickly see how to create this effect. Okay, here we go. So my project is nice and clean now. Alright, let's start with it. Before we go ahead, you need to just know one thing. This prefab barrel, if you can see closely, I have tagged it as barrel. This step is very important because I'm going to use this name barrel in my code, and that's the only prerequisite. So let's quickly go and create a script for the road. So why I'm creating my script to the road is because I am going to deduct the collision of the barrels touching my ground. Correct? My ground object is this road, and that's why I'm actually writing it. Well, necessarily you can, even if you don't want this method, you can pretty much add this script to an empty game object, but you might have to use public static method. But in this, it will be straightforward. Well, basically, whatever the architecture of your own game, you can go ahead with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say road script. Okay, so I quickly that's created. Let me quickly open up the C# script. Okay, all right, here we go. So let me just delete the unwanted stuff. We will start creating one by one. First of all, for this camera shake, what we would be needing is post a lot of public variables. In here, I'm gonna say shake duration. Oops, the type of the variable, obviously it's float. So float shake duration is equal to 6f at the moment. So public, I'll quickly explain one by one once I finish creating them. Float shake x direction, or you can say shake value in x is equal to 0.1f, and public float shake value y is equal to 0.08f. Hey dude, why you're going about 0.1 and 0.8? If that is your question, well, I was experimenting with this before recording this video, so and that's why I know the value. But don't worry, it's public, so obviously we can change the value from the inspector, so it's not a big deal. So public float shake value y, and what we might need is we might need our camera as well. So I'm gonna say my camera because we need its original position. So in here the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create our camera shake. Right, for that I'm going to create a method. So it's going to be void shake cam now. Okay, so in this method what we are going to write is we are going to create a few random dot range, because we don't want our camera to shake in the same way, do we? So we need it randomized. Okay, for that we're gonna say float random x, which is x direction, is equal to, we are actually taking it random dot range. So now in x direction, what is a random value? So I would say I have given the value 0.1f, right? So I want negative and positive range in the same value, which means if this is 0 and this is 0.1f I have given, I want, when the camera is here, it can maximum go up to minus 0.1f, and the positive direction it can go up to just 0.1f, and that's the value. For example, if I have given 3f, that will be minus 3f in this direction, maximum range in the negative direction, maximum range in the positive direction, it's going to be 3f. Okay, and that's what exactly I'm doing right here. But even I don't know when I play the game what would be the value that will be assigned, and that's exactly why we are using that random dot range. So now what I would do is, so my negative value is the negative extreme of this shake value x, comma, what is the maximum side of the x value is shake value x in the positive direction. So same thing we need to do for our y direction. Random y is equal to random dot range. In this case it's going to be minus shake value y to the positive side of shake value y, and that does it. So the next thing is, now we have this value, so how we are going to inject this value several times into the camera, so that, guys, if you don't understand what I'm doing, I'm gonna just come back here. I'll quickly show you, I'll demonstrate what I'm doing. See, I want this camera to shake this way, you know, I'm just exaggerating it, but this way, which means there shouldn't be any, I just want random values, but not too much values like this, just subtle random values like that in x and y direction, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I have this random range I need to pass into the camera values. For that it has to automate a few times. Since we have the shake duration is 6f, which we never used, we are going to pass in using a for loop. So in here, for iterator is 0, and if iterator is lesser than the shake duration which we have given. So what we need is, we need my camera, which we already have, dot transform dot position, okay, is equal to new vector 3, and we are going to say what would be the x value. It's going to be random x, and y value is going to be random y. Oh, and here please don't make any mistake, I'm gonna say minus 10f. Oh, okay, so random x is the x value that every time it changes from here, and random y every time it changes when it assigns here. Now if this is clear, and if you're wondering what is this, well, I'll quickly say what's that. If you go to the main camera, as you can see, your z is minus 10. If I make it 0, your camera cannot see anything because it's actually going too far or going behind your sprites. So now it's set to minus 10, so I'm not changing that. Hope this value is clear for you now. So shake camera now. Let's check. So how to check whether it's working or not? Just go to the update function and we just call our shake camera now function, and let's go ahead and see whether it works. And we need to do one more thing. As you can see, it's actually waiting for the game object, so we need to define what's our main camera is. Okay, so let's create play. Cool. Alright, so, well, if most of you guys, if this is the effect you are looking at, for example, if someone is shooting at someone like a machine gun or chain gun, and or maybe a earthquake effect, if this is what you want, of course you can stop right here and use this code. But if you are actually looking at to cause the vibration of the camera only at certain times, like maybe some event like things are falling or explosion or whatever, then please continue. Okay, let's go on. So what's next? Now this is works and we should be happy by now. The next thing is we need to find a way to shake the camera only when something is happening. So in that case, in our game, it's going to be the falling of the barrels. So let's see how to go about it. Okay, let's go back to Unity and we actually drag and drop one barrel in here. So this will be okay. And as you can see, again, I'm reminding you, it's tagged barrel. So we are going to use, now we need to find a way when this guy touches this collider, and it's tagged barrel, so it's gonna be easy for us. In that case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for on collision enter 2D. Okay, in this one we are saying if other dot game object dot compare tag, if it is going to be barrel, then do one thing. So we need a true or false statement now. I'll quickly tell you why we need that. So we're gonna go for a public rule like barrel touch, and I'm gonna say it false, which means I will make barrel touch true only when the barrel touches the ground. So in here I'm gonna say barrel touch is equal to true. Oops, sorry, true. So what we ultimately did is on collision enter. Okay, remember we are writing the script on the road object, so the other means anything that is touching the road. In our case, we are checking if the other object touching our ground is tagged as barrel, then turn this to true. So what we're going to do is we are going to go in the update function, and here if barrel touch, which means if barrel touch variable turns true, then what we need to do is run shake cam now. Oh, me and my typing. Shake cam now. Okay, so if it is going to be barrel touch, it's shake cam now. Else, what to do? Okay, I'm not going to write anything. I'm going to demonstrate what happens. Let's go quickly. Okay, let's go play and wait until. Okay, the barrel touches it, the vibration started, the camera is shaking now, but there is no stopping it because we have turned this to true, but after a while we need to turn it false. So what happens is here we need to say barrel touch now will becomes false after running. Oops, becomes false. What happens is once the barrel touch is true, we will run this set of commands in here. Then after running that, we are actually converting it into false. So now this should possibly stop the camera shake after a while. So we take a look. Cool, but we have a problem. The problem is, see, the camera, everything is 0, 0, 0. That's our initial position of our camera. After the barrel touches it, see, because of the random value, our camera has been moved from the origin, and this is not a very good habit, especially when your camera is following a character. Your player will completely go bonkers. Okay, so we gotta find a way in order to bring the camera to its original position. So for that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one more public variable saying public vector3. You're gonna don't need to be public. Vector3 my cam original position. Okay, so what we're gonna do is at the starting of the script my camera original position is equal to, we are gonna get our camera position at the starting. So obviously it will be in the whatever position before we run this set of commands. So it will be my camera.transform.position, and be coming back to the update function. If barrel touch, shake the camera and barrel touch will false and return the camera. I mean, if this is not happening, then please keep our camera in the same place, which means my camera, sorry, my camera.transform.position is equal to my camera original position. So what happens is, now if the barrel is touching the ground, then this will happen and it will stop after a while. If nothing is touching the ground, please make sure our camera is positioned in the same default position before whatever happened. Now we'll go back, wait until this, okay, it's finished, play it, let's see, oops, there we go. Cool. So now the other thing is, I'm gonna make multiple copies of these barrels, and you will see, you know, how things work. Just rotate it a little bit, make it dramatic. Just put a couple of it. Okay, let's see, play. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Okay, it's not too, okay. So the thing is, I'm not so convinced about the value of the shake that the camera is having, and that's exactly why we have everything in public function now. As you can see, the shake duration is whatever number you give, this code, this shake code will run 6 times because it says lesser than our shake duration. So if you want the shake to be more, you can increase the number, but it will not get much effect in this because we are cancelling the shake after a while. So don't worry about the shake duration now. But for machine gun vibration, as I mentioned before in the middle of the video, if you are going to stop the code right there, so this shake duration is going to play a major role. Okay, then the other one is shake value X, which means more value here will shake the camera more. Okay, more value here in the X direction will shake the camera more in the X direction, and more value in the Y direction will shake the camera more in the Y direction. So which means giving same numbers in both of it will keep the camera almost not vibrating. So that's not a very good habit. So what we will do is, for example, now let's take a look at this example. In this particular example, the barrels are falling from the sky, so I think the camera should, you know, shake more in the Y direction. Let's see. Okay, or maybe 0.6. Is it too much? I'm not sure. Let's not overdo it because the camera might jump out away from the scene. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, so I think you can play around with the value of this shake value X and Y and come up with the whatever option you might have. Okay, so basically guys, whatever I tried with this video, I tried to keep the logic as simple as possible, and I have made sure not to use any technical jargon in here, and I try to keep all the basic codes as possible. In fact, I have done specific videos on all the topics which I am talking about right now. For example, what is a public variable and what is how the loops specifically work, okay, and all of it. Okay, especially if you would like to hear more about how the loops actually work in Unity C#, I have a very specific video on the topic. If you see at the right hand side top corner of your screen, you can see that card now. Clicking that will straight away take you there. Okay, so hope you had fun, and thank you so much for watching my video, and please do subscribe if you like the content of the channel and also content of this video. And if you have any doubts or something is not working, please do comment in the video. I'll try to come back to you as soon as possible. And guys, I'll meet you again in my next video. Until then, it's bye from Surain. Have a nice day. Bye bye.